Right now, mages are controlling the mid lane with an iron fist. I'm not just someone salty about losing to mages all the time. In fact, I'm a Vigar main. It's one of the most complained about mages in the game, or at least that's what it feels like. So, yes, mages being strong does help my elo, but it's not healthy for the game. Now, why do I say mages are strong right now? Well, I went to champion.gg and looked at each mid lane mage's win rate across each patch since preseason. I counted 8 AP mid laners with a consistently shitty win rate. These are like Ryze, Victor, and Swain, champions that we have known aren't good for quite a while. And then there's also 8 mages that are fairly balanced, hovering at a healthy 50% give or take. But for AP mid laners that are consistently above 50%, and disgustingly so, including my own Vigar, there are 23. Now, I wouldn't talk about this if I didn't have some idea as to why mages are so strong right now. I believe it all comes down to runes. When Riot changed the rune system this preseason, they did two relevant things. They took away magic resist that people ran in old runes, and they made magic damage much more accessible between Airy, Comet, Scorch, as well as making gold efficiency more accessible with the inspiration tree. For number one, I used to run 27 magic resist by level 18 in almost every rune page, except for one tank page that was just armor. I also had a tank page that had something like 45 magic resist by level 18. Uh, Not certain how many people ran magic resistance in their runes or how much they ran, but I know I felt the difference when preseason hit, especially on tanks where I'm used to having that. I was used to having that high bonus. Yes, Riot adjusted every champion in the game with the new runes, but they usually only gave health and armor. Not a single champion received magic resistance in patch 722. On top of this fact, every magic resistance item in the game has weird passives that make it hard to itemize magic resist without wasting the gold value. For instance, uh, Banshee's Veil, you only build that if you have good AP scalings. Abyssal Mask, that's only good if you have mana and your team has magic damage on it. So if you have a team full of ADs, that's not going to have any value. This is a problem that you don't see with armor items. Armor items are almost always good, very little wasted when you build just armor items. Second, they added Airy, Comet, and Scorch, which all give more magic damage on each proc. And in the case of Scorch, it's not adaptive, which means that AD champions are even dealing more magic damage. In one of my last Cassandra games, a 36.5 minute game, my Arcane Comet did 2,700 damage, and my Scorch did 800 damage. That's about 3,550 magic damage that just didn't have last season, that opponents just don't have magic resist against this season. Yeah, Nullifying Orb exists, but it's only taken 5.6% of the time, and Mirror Shell exists, but it's only taken 3.8% of the time. See my link for League of Graphs. Not only is magic resist hard to come by, but it's much easier for mages to buy items now. Like on Vigar, I take Futures Market and Stopwatch. On Lysandra, I take Triumph. These give me a lot more gold to buy my Rod of Ages, my Death Cap, my Zonias. These runes just allow me to have items that buy 20 minutes that I wouldn't have had last season until at least 25 minutes, which is kind of significant. This is why mages are winning. They get so much value out of items, and we are able to get them so much sooner. Ever since preseason, I've actually been disgusted with my own Vigar damage and how little work it takes me to get there now. Last year, I wasn't disgusted because I had to really try hard to get the gold I needed to have my damage and get there before my enemies are storming my base. Simply put, 23 mages are way too strong right now because Riot made sure that no one can have the magic resist to deal with the damage they're putting out in Season 8. If you like this, you might want to check out my video discussing how elevation impacts skill shots in League of Legends. I'll leave a link in the description.